Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. How are you today? Let me adjust my camera just a little bit here. Hopefully that's better. I got a new computer, so I hope everything is looking fine. Hello, 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 stamping friends. This is Caron Bailey, your ATX stamping lady. I am here tonight to present to you a new to me technique. It is called the double embossed enamel technique. I haven't tried it. This is the first time that I'm trying it. I just rewatched the video on how to do it, and so we are going to dig in. All right, you guys, as always, I got to make sure that I let you know what's going on with Stampin' Up. It is actually it's Tuesday, January 2nd. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year to everybody. Today as January 2nd. So tomorrow, let me see if I have all of these listed somewhere. Okay, hold on just a minute. All right, I think, where did I put them? Did I put them here? I sure did. No, I did not. Hold on. Where did I put them? There we go. So, as always, you guys, well, see, I'm going to get smooth about this. All right. So when you shop with me tonight, if there's any products that you see that I am using that you particularly like, please don't forget to shop using the host code. This host code is begins yesterday. For all of January. And of course, you know, when you do use the host code and you place an order of $149 or less, you are entered into the drawing to win a free gift for us today. Now, a couple things that I'm going to tell you tonight that I'm going to share with you. The paper pumpkin kit. All right, we at the 2nd of January, there's still 8 days to sign up for the perennial. It coordinates with the perennial lavender suite collection, so there is still plenty of time to sign up for the paper pumpkin kit for January. And you guys, one of the new things with Stampin' Up is that starting this month, there is going to be a coordinating die set that goes along with each of the kits for the quarter. So for January, February, and March, there's going to be, I don't know what just happened there. There's going to be a kit, die set that coordinates with that kit. It is beautiful, and I'm going to share it with you because I have it here somewhere. Here it is. I'm going to do a desk view and share with you what this looks like. So this right here is the, man, I'm going to get it together, y'all. So this right here is a coordinating die set for the January through March paper pumpkin kit. Oh, that's what this one belongs to. And it coordinates with those paper pumpkins. So if you want to get this die set, the only way to get it is if you subscribe to the paper pumpkin kit, because it is only available to subscribers. Today is the 3rd of January, you guys. What that means, I'm sorry, the 2nd. What that means is tomorrow is the last day to place any orders from the, what's that kit called? From the September to December mini catalog. After tomorrow, none of the products will be available, as we will now be going live and utilizing the January through April mini catalog. So again, if there was anything that you were interested in the catalog, the September to December, the last time to be able to purchase that is tomorrow. On the 4th of January, the January through April mini catalog goes live. So you are going to be able to purchase from that catalog. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you guys, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and to be able to get that catalog into your hands. For me, if you made the last time to sign up for that catalog, I believe, was September 30th. So if you had made a purchase with me anytime in August, July, August, September, in that quarter, you were automatically on my list to receive your complimentary catalog in the mail. All right. For those of you that are coming back, you're subscribers to my channel, thank you so much for your support in 2023. I really, really, really appreciate your support, and I look forward to bringing you more content in 2024. If you are new to my channel and you have not subscribed, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I love to have fun. I bring you product content about cooking. I bring you content about my travels. I bring you content about my Mary Kay business, about makeup and skincare. I bring you content about my dog even. Anyway, that's just how it goes, all right? So enough about that, you guys. Let's get started. Let me get started here. All right. Let's see. I've done some shifting. If it's not clear for you, let me know. So tonight, again, like I said, we are doing this technique called double embossed enamel. What you will need, if you saw from what I told you in the supplies list that you'll need, is you will need 2 embossing folders. One that's kind of like a simple or solid, and I'm using the Elegant Eucalyptus 3D folder, and this came in a 2-pack. This was the second one. And I'm going to use the Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder as my second tile. The other thing we're going to need is embossing buddy. Where did I put my embossing buddy? We're going to need some Versamark ink. We are going to need some embossing powder. And we're going to use some colored embossing powder, you guys. So it has to be colored. I'm trying to find my little brush here. And I went through a phase in my life where, I was all about embossing powder. So I have embossing powder in every single color that I could think of and that was available to me. And so I'm using Recollections Vintage Mahogany. So I don't know what that's going to look like. I haven't used that before. We're going to need cardstock. This I have cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I went with a 1/4 sheet. That way we can cut it down, trim it down. I'm not quite sure based on the mahogany which one of these shades it'll go with. So I have a piece of Mary Merlot, Cherry Cobbler, and I think this one was Highland Heather. So I'm not quite sure which one's going to work. But you guys, we are going to make things work. And then, of course, we are going to use our embossing machine. So the first thing we're going to do is, let's put all of this aside. Oh, and we're going to need our retractable tweezers too, y'all. Right? We're going to need the tweezers just because once we do the embossing buddy, I think reversible tweezers, I think is what it's called, not retractable. All right, so we're going to take our embossing buddy. Please don't forget, once you join me, to say hello. Let me know where you are watching from. I would love for you to have a conversation with me. If there's a question that you need me to respond to, I'm actually just taking a look to see what's going on. See if I'm live and if you guys are seeing what's going on, so that I can keep in touch. All right, so it says I'm streaming, so I hope it's doing what it's supposed to do. All right, so we're going to take our embossing buddy, And we are just gonna go right ahead. Okay. And we're gonna set this aside. I'm gonna try not to touch this as much as possible so that then we're gonna take our eucalyptus and we're gonna ink the entire now we know that on our embossing folder we have a side that is recessed, which means that it's the imprint is recessed, and we have a side where it is raised. So for this technique, we want to use the recessed side. So we're going to go in with our Versamark. I'm trying to find some scrap paper here, y'all. I don't know why I'm never prepared for this kind of stuff. But anyway, here we go. So we're going to grab our Versamark ink, and the side that is recessed, debossed, is the side that we want to add our Versamark ink to. And we want to add this everywhere. Okay? Oh, we're definitely going to have to trim this down because this isn't a full card. Or we can just leave it like that, right? Make sure we have good coverage everywhere. Okay, I think we're good. Now, we're going to take this cardstock, and the side that we use the embossing buddy on, this is the side that we're going to place face down in the embossing folder. Now, we want to make sure that we lay it carefully on here, because once it's down, it's down. Okay. Close it carefully, like so. Now, do you see what we're going to have here? We're going to create something different. Now, I know when I bring my embossing machine up, we're going to have a little bit of the shaky going on. That's what I call it, the shaky, right? And then we are going to bring out, for this card, because it's a 3D embossing folder, we just need our plate number 1 and plate number 4. I'm going to turn it slowly because I want to minimize the shakes, any shaking of the camera. Okay? It's not necessary to do it forwards and back, but that's what I prefer to do. And then we're going to move this off of our space. Put this on the floor. Get that off of our space. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is carefully remove. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to go in with our colored embossing powder. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for this. I am. I'm excited. I can't wait to. This is such a pretty color. Oh my goodness. And we're just going to put this all over this card. Okay. It's got such a. Did you see this hint of sparkle that's in here? Oh, look at that. That is so cute. I'm going to put some more on here. I love it already. I do. Okay. Now I'm going to need my little brush. And I'm going to go ahead and carefully like tap it off of the main image, right? This is probably would be better with a, I'm gonna clean it off as much as possible. So that's the other trick to this technique, you guys, is when you are tapping on the Versamark, be very careful with how you tap so that the embossing powder does not get into the areas where it shouldn't get into, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to dust this off as much as possible. So this is our first time doing this, so it might not be as neat as we want it to be, but hey, I'm going to keep working with this because I wonder if I have another paintbrush. A finer point paint. Yes, I do. So we're going to take the finer point paintbrush and get rid of some of this embossing powder where it doesn't belong. I'm wondering if it should have been on this side. I'm going to do this again on the other side. Maybe I did it on the wrong side, because that seemed like it was the debossed side to me. And I could very well be wrong. But we're going to give it two different looks here. Okay, I'm going to try this and see how that works. Okay. I'm going to do this again, a second time, because I think I did it on the raised side instead of the other side. I think that's what happened. But it felt... So this is the side I did it on before. So this is the side... I don't know. We'll see. Now we want to just make sure that carefully how we emboss, so we don't I see it looks like it's melting, but I don't see the shimmery effect that I was expecting. All right, y'all, we're gonna go back to the drawing board. I think something is not right here. And I'm gonna go get rid of some of this. That's why we start. See, this is a try it event here. I'm trying to make sure that this is definitely the right side for it to be on. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I want to see if that makes a difference. And I'm going to change up my color as far as embossing powder goes. Okay, I think that's good enough. Make sure we put this down here carefully, like that, and like that. And we're going to bring our embossing machine right back in. I really want this card to work because I love the technique when I saw it. And really, anything that has to do with embossing powder, I absolutely have to try. There's another technique that I saw that used embossing powder and embossing folders, and another, wow. So I'm probably going to do a series on embossing powders, y'all, just because, and embossing folders, just because I absolutely love embossing. All right. Whoops. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to put this aside because we're going to need it one more time. Okay. And then we're going to carefully remove. Okay. So we did it here, and I'm going to go ahead, let me change my embossing, my powder. Let's see what colors I have. This says blue neon. Okay. I don't know what it's going to look like, but here goes. Here goes nothing. Okay. Okay. All that means is that we're going to just have to adjust what our card bases look like. That's all. Oh. I did it on the wrong side again. But you guys, we're just going to run with it, okay? We are going to run with this. However it comes out today, it'll just be something different than what we thought we were doing. And then I'm going to figure out that technique so that I can get it right and share it with you, okay? So obviously I did not get very good coverage as far as my Versamark ink went, but we're going to play with it and see what we like with the look. So this will be our reverse. This will be our reverse double heat embossing. Double heat embossed enamel look. Hey, when you get lemons, you make lemonade, okay? You know, I didn't think embossing powder got old, but I think my powders may be old. All right. I'm going to let this cool down just a bit before we go on to the next step. Okay. That's kind of pretty though, isn't it? Looks like some sort of, what would I say, maybe a little bit of bas relief kind of deal. So anyway, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our distressed tile. This is another 3D embossing folder. And we're going to run this through the embossing machine. And of course, we're gonna have to change our cardstock a little bit because we got I had different colors when I was gonna use the vintage mahogany. So we have to change our, not even mic, we are gonna have to change our look today. All right. Okay, so as you can see, isn't that pretty? Look at that, we have that awesome texture. So we're full of texture, got a little bit of color, and now we're gonna make this a card. Well, here's what I am gonna do. I believe that color looks something like our Tempting Turquoise. So we're going to use, that Tempting Turquoise will work. So we're going to use our Tempting Turquoise as our card base. We're going to trim this down just a bit. We're going to trim this down to, I don't know, maybe, let's see, 3 3/4 by 5 maybe? Where's that at? 3 3/4. So let's go 4. Uh-oh. I should have trimmed my cardstock, because I just messed this up like bad. Oh. Oh. That's all right. That's all right. We're just going to have distressed edge. Okay? Note to self. Do all of my trimming before. Okay? So we're going to make this 3 3/4. See if we can get this cut. I just made a mess, y'all. That's what happens. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that I get a piece of cardstock. So we're starting all over, y'all. 3 3/4 by 5. We're going to start where we need to begin, right? I know, I'm sorry. But we got to get this to work. I do, anyway. Right? And I'm going to go back to that side because I think it has to be here. Right? Make sure I have very good coverage everywhere. All right, let's try this one more time. Line it up on the line. And here we go. Okay. We might be able to run it through. No. Our mini boss. It's just a little bit too wide. As always, you guys, feel free to contact me if you do need a Stampin' Up demonstrator, or if you have questions about any of the products or techniques that I'm using this evening. I would be more than happy to help you. Don't forget to subscribe to my blog. To my newsletter, to stay and receive updates for things that's happening in Caron, in the craft room with Caron, okay? All right, let's hope this works right now, okay? Be very careful. And let's get this going. And I will definitely share with you guys any tips that I've learned from doing this technique. Now this is the effect that we're supposed to have, okay? So having a fine bristle brush is definitely useful in helping to remove embossing powder. From where it doesn't need to be. And I'm going to figure out a tip. And I don't know whether that tip would be more of the using the embossing buddy to minimize the amount of embossing powder that gets where it doesn't need to be. So that's something I'm going to have to kind of work on so I can give you some better tips. But this right here is kind of what you, not kind of, this is definitely what you need done or to happen in this card front. You can get as much detail off as you'd like, but I'm gonna call this a day for my first effort, get as much as I can, and then call it, so I think we're good here. One more little bit right there, like that, and then we'll go with that. Okay? Sorry this is taking so long, you guys, but I definitely did want to get at least one of the technique done complete and correct. Now I'm going to ask you guys a question. Do you prefer, because I prefer, me personally, if I'm trying something new, to try it with you. That way you see that, you know, you really shouldn't be afraid to try something new, even though, you know, you might have to start over multiple times. If it's something you want to learn, it is only just paper. And I feel sometimes when I try them on live with you for the first time, you actually get to see that, hey, it's not always perfect. And that you might have to try 3, 4, 5 times before you can get the actual final product. Make sense? So let me know if that's something that you want me to have it already done and figure out, or do you want me just to come on and go live and, you know, share with you how it is, the mistakes I make, the mistakes you might make. Somebody's watching. Who joined me? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is what we have. And now we're just going to emboss. So I'm going to sit there and let this dry for just, and when I say dry, because I want to let it, oh, it didn't dry right in there. I want to let it set a little bit before, there we go. We go through the next step. Alright, so let that sit for just a second. Hey, you guys, did you notice this glass mat that I'm working on? Yes, this is the Stampin' Up glass mat. Yes, you guys. This mat right here is available in January, starting January 4th, only during the celebration period right now. And it's only available when you become a new demonstrator. Now, us as current demonstrators, we were able to pre-order it in limited quantities now, so I was lucky to get one. But if you sign up with the Stampin' Up team during celebration, which is the 4th of January to the 29th, you can get this. This is an option to get $125 worth of product, plus this glass mat suite, which contains, it includes this little silicone mat and a cleaning pad, which I set it off somewhere, a $60 value. So you would be able to get $185, including this, for $99. That's the first option. Now the second option, I might want to spritz this a little bit. Sorry, I needed to take a sip. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to finish this off. We're going to go back in with the 3D distressed tile. And the reason I'm saying I probably should spritz this is to make sure that the fibers don't break. So I'm going to spritz it really just a little bit. And it really is just to protect the fibers. So we're going to put this in here as even as we can. Put this in here like so, like so. Bring back our embossing machine. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm not going to go back and edit this video, you guys. I'm not, because I want, when you watch this in the future, any new subscriber, I just want you guys to be able to see that, yes, we do make mistakes. Where's my little, here we go. Here we go. Do you see that extra detail on here? Can you see it? Let me see. Can you see it better this way? No. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Awesome. So, like I said before, we are going to use, this is our Tempting Turquoise cardstock. So this is going to be our base. That's pretty close, huh? Or we can make it this way. Oh, I think I like it this way. Don't you like it this way? I think I like it this way better. All right, now, normally I would layer again, but I'm not. Ooh. Okay, that's for another time. I just came up with another idea in my brain that I really wanted to do. Okay, so let's get our foam sheet, adhesive foam sheet, because we're going to add some dimensional to that. Dimension. I do not measure when I'm cutting up my foam strips. And I might use some of the other ones from our reject pile, you guys. So don't be surprised if you see, don't be surprised at all. I like that. I think I like it that way. I don't like it, not that I don't like it. I think this is what's expected. Right? But I think I like it this way. Okay. So, I brought 3 different colors of ribbon. I'm going to go with the white, obviously. And this is our sheer ribbon. Now this part I'm making up. Why? Because I just know I wanted to create the technique. I never think past what I'm wanting to do sometimes. And I knew I wanted to do the technique. I just never thought about the finished product. So, here I am thinking about the finished product. It is so clear. You can, I love it. Okay. Now we're going to make a bow. Here we are. Let me get about right there. Oops. And make this about right there. Okay. Now, I'm gonna just put this guy right here. All right. That's what we have so far. So you can have your bow fix taken care of, right? And there's my faux bow. Off to the side. Now all I'm going to do is I need a sentiment. So let's grab a sentiment. What do I need? I need birthdays. What do I have out? Lasting joy. I have the new Be My Valentine. You'll always be the one for me. Oh, let's do that. I had a thought with that one. There it is, right there. these blocks and they've disappeared. There we go, here's one. And this one I have to clean. There's a lot of red left on here. So I'm gonna make sure that I clean this off. That way I don't get any ink transfer. Now the Be My Valentine, that is in the January through April mini catalog that will be live on January 4th in 2 days. That's when this will be available. It's one of the main suites in the catalog. Now I need a piece of here we go. Here's some white cardstock. And we are going to, here we go. I'm going to ink it in black as soon as I can find my black ink. So what do you guys think of this technique so far? I know I kind of butchered it a little bit, but you could still see the effects of it. I still love the end product. It's just different. It's new. It's full of texture. It's full of shine. It's just a beautiful card. And all because I made mistakes here or there. And that just goes to show you that in crafting, there's no such thing as a mistake. Everything works. Everything. As some of my stamping friends would tell you, you know, if something, you make a mistake on one thing, you put a bird on it and you keep moving. Now, the bird in question is not really a bird. It's just an embellishment of some sort. You stick a bird on it, you cover that sucker up, and you make a new card. Hey, that's all it is. So we say, put a bird on it. Alrighty, so our sentiment is done. Alright, so our sentiment is done. I'm going to trim it down just a tad. All right. So we have a piece of cardstock. This one is about 3 1/4. So I'm going to take about so we went down to 3. And I'm going to go, this is going to be 2 3/4. Is what we're going to work with. Okay. I think I want to I'm going to trim it off on that side just a little bit more. Yeah. And this is how you make a card, learning and creating from scratch. Because that's just how I did it. I had the idea. I started with a technique. That's what I wanted to focus on tonight, was sharing with you a technique. Okay? And then from the technique, we built our card. Okay. Now I'm just going to banner this. All right. Like so. So we're going to flag this side. I think I'm going to flag the other side too. I wasn't planning on it. But you see how the card develops just from the elements that I've used. I'm building this card on the fly. I am. So I started with a general idea of what I wanted to do, and then I built from there. Okay? And that's what we're going to do. And build our card. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? All right. Let's get our sentiment laid down. Then we need an inside for our card. We need an envelope, which you know we're always going to decorate an envelope. And then we're just going to put this guy right here like so. Make sure it's even. And then here we go. Perfect. Look at this card, y'all. And this is all from the, can you see the detail in here? The double embossed enamel. So this was embossed with the eucalyptus embossing folder. Where did I put it? I just tossed it somewhere, y'all, up in this mess. And then the second embossing we did was with the Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder. And there you have our card. What do you think? You guys leave me your comments in the description box, or just let me know what you think of the card. If you watch the replays, just hit #replay. I'm going to do a drawing on Friday, this Friday, January, I think it's the 5th on Friday. And if you comment, you share the video, you'll be entered into that drawing and to win and receive this card. You guys, thank you for your patience as I played through and worked through this card, this technique. It is the double embossed enamel technique. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you work with it. I hope you give it a try. If you do, as always, please don't hesitate to share it with me. Thank you guys for joining me on this January 2nd. Have a happy stamping day. Bye.